the greatest and most spiritual work you can do in our generation. The last stage is to work on your relationship and specifically on your marriage. There's nothing more spiritual. Judaism is based on is rooted in a relationship, love relationship foundation. This is Avram, who was beloved to God. Everything we know in Shemini Esrei, for example, that the first blessing, the first bracha is Magen Avram, is all about love. Why? We're not asking anything there in the first three blessings of Shemini Esrei, and what we're saying is that if you have, at least you don't have kavana, and that's the halacha, if you don't have intention, at least have intention for the first one. Why's the first one so important? Because it shows you how much God loves you. Magen Avraham, he's there to protect you, he's involved with your life, and he loves you just like he loved Abraham. He wants a relationship with you. That's the only thing you have to remember all the time. The root, the foundation, and the first thing to remember. Same thing, Shema Yisrael, which is the Jewish anthem, before the blessing, before and after, the words we say before and after are all about love. The Jewish anthem, the Jewish symbol. This is only about love, okay? And that's why our working on our marriage is the primary work, especially in our generation. That's why it is so hard. And people don't want to work. And that's why there's so many divorces. And people don't realize what it really means to love. And you have to be constantly learning about love. I've been married 17 years, Baruch Hashem, and I'm still learning about love, how to love and how to have a healthy relationship. You never stop loving, because loving is infinite. Now, we have to understand that there is nothing more religious and spiritual, whether you're Jewish or non-Jewish. This applies to everyone. There's nothing more religious to have a good relationship with your spouse. Learning to be in love with your spouse, to be connected to your spouse everywhere when you go, not just when you come home, but when you go on shopping together, when you go speak together, to be together, to be united, and not just to be disconnected and see each other at night. And to be, wherever you go, you are connected together, you're bound together, you love each other, you learn to speak to each other, you learn to respect each other. This is what being really religious means. If someone has a terrible relation with his spouse and he looks so religious, that guy is garbage. It's not meaning garbage in the sense that he's not really religious. He's misunderstanding what religion is. Our first step is between man and man. That's our relation between man and man, is our reflection between man and God. That's why there's 2 tablets with the 10 commandments. The first 5 commandments is between man and God, and the other 5 between man and man. And one reflects the other. So if I think I can make it without man, without being married, then I misunderstand. That was the sin of Nadav and Abihu in this week's Parasha Shemini. They thought they didn't need to get married. I can do it without. No. You want to be really the priest, you want to be a Kohen Gadol, you want to be close to God. The only way is if you understand that it starts with man and woman, between relationship, physical relationship, the most secular, mundane things of life. A real religious person is someone who is connected to the physical and learns to make the balance and involves every physical part of the world with spirituality, with his soul, and connect his relationship with God with the physical. That's what the temple is. The temple was to be able to see what we do in the temple. We speak about God, we're so spiritual, and in the same time we make sacrifices. We take meat and blood and physical, and we eat there, and it's very strange, very physical to connect to something very spiritual. Yeah, because this is what the temple is represents. You know what a home is? Is when you eat food, you eat the table. That's why your table is connected to a mizbeach, an altar, where you eat together, when you sleep together in the bedroom, when you have God involved in your life like you are involved in the life of your family in the physical world. So I encourage every one of you to work, have any therapy that you need, or social worker, or books, or classes. Keep working constantly on your marriage, because this is the key. You want to be close to God, you want Olam Haba, you want to be successful in life, you want to be happy, you want to be religious the right way. Work on your relation with God. Otherwise, you're just playing the religious robot, and what you're doing is not real. You will know how your connection with God by how your relationship is with your wife. And it's not easy. It's the hardest thing in the world, because it's two opposite beings, male and female, heaven and earth, physical, spiritual. And she's gonna opposite you. She's gonna be completely the other side of you, but that's the work. We want to create vapor, so to speak. For vapor you need fire and water. So to create that vapor, to create that incense for God, that smoke, then we need fire and water. We need men and women, and God willing, if we all do that, we'll be able to survive the exile, and we will be able to bring Moshiach b'mehera b'yameinu. May we all love our spouse and work at it non-stop all the time. That should be your primary thing. When you wake up, you say, may I be zoche, may I merit to love my spouse the way I'm supposed to. May I merit to be close to God the way I'm close to my spouse. And when you go to sleep, same thing. Let's work constantly on loving our spouse. Love you all.